Understand the differences between managing, micromanaging, and not managing. Ray Dalio. Great managers orchestrate rather than do. Like the conductor of an orchestra, they do not play an instrument, but direct their people so that they play beautifully together. Micromanaging, in contrast, is telling the people who work for you exactly what tasks to do or doing their tasks for them. Not managing is having them do their jobs without your oversight and involvement. To be successful, you need to understand these differences and manage at the right level. Principle of the day. Introducing the VR-Z47 Veritech Super Cyclone motorcycle. The lean racing marvel you didn't know you needed, but definitely do. Brought to you by Carindu Robotics, named after Carindu, god of speed and precision from Palau mythology. This motorcycle is not just a machine. It's a symphony of lean manufacturing principles, modular design, and pure adrenaline. And who better to engineer it than yours truly, Lamotar, the gear whisperer Sabiti, the quantum architect who weaves technological poetry through circuits, algorithms, and pure mechanical passion. Our company operates under the umbrella of Talang Ventures, led by CEO Niramadhu, the iron strategist Matalam, goddess of relentless determination and strategic planning. Together, we've built the Robotech ModuMaaS factory, modular pods manufacturing as a service, a futuristic facility where modular design meets Kanban boards, Kaizen philosophy, and enough humor to keep morale high even during those pesky attorney delays. The morning meeting that could save your deal and maybe your soul. Every morning at Carindu Robotics starts with what we call the Daily Dash. It's short, sweet, and designed to get everyone moving faster than a VR-57 off the starting line. Here's how we roll. 1. Red flags, because ignoring them only makes them angrier. Purpose, spotting urgent issues before they grow fangs and bite us in the exhaust pipe. Process, quick scan of emails, texts, and voicemails from the night before. Example, a seller says, I need to sell my warehouse today or I'm going to cry into my coffee. Write it down. Seriously, write it down. If you don't, Lamatar will hunt you down with a wrench. One time, someone forgot to log a red flag about a missed deadline. By lunchtime, we had an attorney calling us asking why their cat hadn't received its monthly report yet. Lesson learned? Log the flags, folks. 2. Pipeline review, keeping deals alive like they're houseplants. Pipeline categories. Under contract deals. These are like puppies. You love them, but they chew everything in sight. Attorney review deals, where deals go to die, unless you call the attorney yourself. Pro tip, if they haven't responded in 14 days, assume they've been abducted by aliens and send reinforcements. Negotiation deals. Offers submitted, awaiting responses. Think of these as teenagers. They'll respond when they feel like it. Hot leads. Deals so hot they might burn your hand if you touch them. Prioritize these immediately. Action steps. For solo agents, handle follow-ups yourself. For teams, delegate to your trusty transaction coordinator. Or, if you're really desperate, train a robot. We have plenty lying around. Once, our TC accidentally sent a negotiation email to the wrong client. Instead of panicking, we turned it into a marketing opportunity. Hey, did you know we also specialize in accidental negotiations? Worked like a charm. 3. To-do list. Prioritizing like a boss, even when you feel like a clown. Purpose. Get stuff done without losing your mind. Process. Rank tasks by revenue impact. High-value deals first. Low-value tasks can wait until after lunch, or maybe never. Example, follow up on a $100,000 deal instead of reorganizing your sock drawer. Trust me, socks won't pay the bills. Humor break. Someone once prioritized organizing their desk over closing a deal. Their desk looked amazing, but their bank account cried itself to sleep. Don't be that person. Prospecting and cold calls, turning strangers into friends, and maybe buyers. Importance. For small databases, cold calling is king. Pretend you're auditioning for a stand-up comedy show. Be funny, engaging, and slightly unhinged. For big databases, focus on nurturing existing relationships, but still make a few cold calls daily. Why? Because robots need something to do while you sip your second cup of coffee. Recommendation. Spend 8 to 8:30 a.m. on cleanup tasks. This includes responding to emails, updating CRM systems, and apologizing to attorneys for forgetting their birthdays. From 8:30 to 9 a.m., focus on prospecting or cold calling. Bonus points if you use a fake accent to sound mysterious. Humor break. During one cold call, I pretended to be British. Turns out the guy on the other end was actually British and called me out. Awkward? Yes. Did we close the deal? Also yes. Handling NDAs and seller concerns, transparency without the drama. NDA challenges. Sellers may request NDAs before sharing deal details. Build a VIP list of vetted buyers who are likely to submit offers. Example, explain to sellers, we have a partnership group of 6 people who may need to sign the NDA. Rest assured, none of them are secret supervillains. Seller concerns. Sellers may research buyers and find negative content online. Solution? Be transparent and highlight credibility. Example, they have a $600 million portfolio and have closed similar deals locally. Plus, they're really good at karaoke. Humor break. Once, a seller Googled a buyer and found a YouTube video of them attempting to juggle chainsaws. We spun it as, look, they're great at multitasking. Somehow, it worked. Key takeaways. Lean manufacturing meets real estate hustle. Morning meetings. Keep them short, 10 to 15 minutes, and focused on red flags, pipeline review, and to-do lists. No philosophical debates about life goals allowed. Prioritization. Focus on tasks that generate the most revenue. If it doesn't make money, it can probably wait until tomorrow, or next week, or never. Prospecting. Balance cold calling with database cultivation based on your business stage. Remember, persistence pays off eventually. NDA strategy. Build a VIP list to handle seller requests efficiently and maintain trust. Bonus points if you include a photo of each VIP holding a cute puppy. Seller concerns. Address concerns with transparency and evidence of buyer credibility. Lies catch up with you faster than a VR057 on Nitro Boost. Final thoughts. Racing towards success with lean principles. At Carindu Robotics, we believe in building machines and businesses that are as adaptable as they are efficient. Whether you're racing toward the finish line on 2 wheels or closing deals in record time, remember, lean isn't just a methodology, it's a lifestyle. So buckle up, grab your helmet, and let's ride. After all, life's too short to drive boring motorcycles or run boring meetings. Page 2. Introducing the VR041 Heavy Armor Veritech motorcycle. Lean manufacturing meets heavy-duty racing with a side of humor. Brought to you by Carindu Robotics, where speed meets precision and occasionally chaos, this motorcycle is not just a machine, it's a rolling testament to lean manufacturing principles, modular design, and the kind of humor that keeps engineers sane during late-night debugging sessions. And who better to engineer this beast than yours truly, Lamotar, the gear whisperer Sibidi, the mad genius behind every bolt, gear, and algorithm that makes the VR041 roar like an angry rhino with a caffeine addiction. Our company operates under the umbrella of Talang Ventures, led by CEO Ngare Madu, the iron strategist Matalam, goddess of relentless determination and strategic planning. Together, we've built the Robotech ModuMaaS factory, Modular Pods Manufacturing as a Service, a futuristic facility where modular pods churn out motorcycles faster than you can say, Kaizen. Lean manufacturing mindset, building motorcycles like deals one step at a time. Open to partnership opportunities, because even geniuses need friends. At Carindu Robotics, we're always open to collaboration. Just like securing a $2 million warehouse deal in Illinois, we know partnerships are key to scaling greatness. Whether it's flipping properties for $2.5 million or $3 million, or restructuring rents to sell for $3.5 million, flexibility is our middle name. Example, if you find a killer deal on raw materials, say titanium alloy, give me a call. We'll partner up, slap some heavy armor plating on the VR041, and sell it for double the price. Wholesale option? Absolutely. Need quick cash? We can wholesale parts or entire bikes within 72 hours. It's like wholesaling real estate, but with more chrome and fewer attorneys. Humor break. Once someone asked if we'd partner on a deal involving glow-in-the-dark paint. I said sure, as long as it didn't make the bike look like a radioactive disco ball. Spoiler alert, it did. But hey, it sold. Negotiation strategy, turning $2 million into $1.5 million without breaking a sweat. Negotiations are my jam. Just like bringing a warehouse price down from $2 million to $1.5 million without breaking a sweat, we negotiate supplier contracts like pros. Initial offer example. Supplier says, this titanium will cost you $50,000. I counter with, how about $30,000? They laugh, I smile, and suddenly we're shaking hands at $35,000. Key takeaway. Always aim for favorable terms. If you don't ask, you don't get. Unless you're asking for free coffee in the break room, then you're just being greedy. Humor break. Once, I negotiated so hard over a shipment of bolts that the supplier threw in a free lunchbox. Victory tastes like tuna sandwiches. Broker outreach process, finding buyers faster than you can say off-market. Just like reaching out to local property owners to generate interest in off-market deals, we use the same strategy to connect buyers with custom-built VR041s. Script. Hi, this is Lamodar from Carindu Robotics. We've got a limited edition VR041 Heavy Armor Veritech motorcycle coming off the line next week. Completely off-market. Interested? Repeat this process 20 to 40 times. Typically 3-5 people bite. Some want it for racing, others for hauling groceries. No judgment here. Humor break. One guy called back and said he wanted the bike to tow his boat. I told him the VR041 could probably tow his house too, but towing boats was slightly safer. He bought it anyway. Accelerated transaction timeline, faster than a Nitro Boost. Why wait weeks when you can close deals or build motorcycles in 72 hours? At Carindu Robotics, we skip the fluff and focus on execution. Instead of listing bikes online, taking photos, and dealing with tire kickers, we present 2 to 4 offers directly to pre-vetted buyers. Example, offers range from $800K to $1.60 million grade plus based on customization options. Want extra armor? That'll be $50K more. Want neon lights? Add another $10K. Humor break. Someone once offered $800K for a bike with no engine. I politely explained that a motorcycle without an engine is technically a very expensive chair. They countered with $799K. Close enough. Focus on brokering and wholesaling, stacking cash like pancakes. For the next 12 to 24 months, our goal is simple. Stack cash by brokering wholesaling deals instead of acquiring inventory. Goal: master finding great deals on materials and connecting them with investors' customers. Example: find a supplier willing to sell titanium at a discount, broker the deal, and pocket the difference. Rinse, repeat. Humor break. Once, I brokered a deal for carbon fiber so cheap that even the supplier looked confused. Turns out, it was slightly defective. Oops. But hey, it still made great fenders. Long-term investment mindset, playing the long game, but with more chrome. It took me 4 years to invest in my first deal after mastering the process. The same applies to building motorcycles. By focusing on skill building now, you'll be positioned to confidently invest later. Future advantage: ability to recognize home run deals when they arise. For example, knowing when to buy titanium at rock-bottom prices or when to sell a fully customized VR041 for triple its cost. Humor break. 4 years ago, I thought investing meant buying lottery tickets. Now I'm negotiating multi-million-dollar contracts while sipping artisanal coffee. Progress is weird. Mindset toward deals, execution over perfection. Don't overcomplicate things. Secure deals at attractive rates, even if undervalued. Example. If a supplier wants $800 for materials, but it's worth $1 million, still aim to close quickly and add value later. Maybe slap a fancy paint job on the bike and sell it for $1.5 million. Focus on execution, speed, and efficiency over perfection. A good enough deal today beats a perfect deal tomorrow. Humor break. Once, I closed a deal so fast that the supplier forgot to include the invoice. When I reminded them, they laughed and said, "Consider it a bonus." Thanks, universe. Endgame vision, partnering up like a pro. In 3 years, develop expertise to confidently evaluate and execute deals. Example, partner with others using savings, $150K each, to acquire properties, or in our case, build motorcycles together. Avoid common mistakes like inflating prices unnecessarily. Stay focused on closing deals efficiently. Someone once suggested inflating the price of a bike by adding a gold-plated cup holder. I vetoed it, but only because I couldn't find a supplier for gold-plated cup holders. Priorities, people. Introducing the VR041 Heavy Armor Veritech motorcycle. Lean manufacturing meets roboforming magic at 1011 to 1015S VR041 Street, Madripoor. Brought to you by Robotics, where speed meets precision, and occasionally chaos, this motorcycle is not just a machine, it's a rolling testament to lean manufacturing principles, modular design, and the kind of humor that keeps engineers sane during late-night debugging sessions. And who better to engineer this beast than yours truly, Lamodar, the gear whisperer Sibity, the mad genius behind every bolt, gear, and algorithm that makes the VR041 roar like an angry rhino with a caffeine addiction. Our factory at 1011-1015 SVR041 Street, Madripoor, isn't just a building. It's a shrine to efficiency, adaptability, and the democratization of manufacturing. Let's dive into how we're intermeshing our KPIs with the value proposition of modular pods manufacturing as a service, ModuMaaS, while keeping things light, funny, and oh so lean. Lean manufacturing mindset, building motorcycles like factories, one step at a time. Property metrics meet manufacturing mojo. Square feet, 7,934 SF of pure manufacturing magic. That's enough space to fit 49 engineers comfortably, or uncomfortably if they've had too much coffee. Net operating income, $158,060. Not bad for a place that builds motorcycles tougher than titanium trucks. Capitalization rate, 10%. Translation, we're making money faster than a VR041 on Nitro Boost. Debt service coverage ratio, 2.05, meaning we can pay off debts twice over before lunch. Occupancy 7%. The remaining 13%, reserved for spontaneous dance parties and impromptu brainstorming sessions. Tenant credit quality, B. Hey, nobody's perfect, but hey, neither are most racetracks. Property condition assessment, fair. It's like an old leather jacket, scratched up, but still gets the job done. Once someone asked why our property condition was only fair. I told them it's because the building prefers to focus on its personality instead of its looks. Just like me. Adaptability and material innovation, because titanium is cooler than steel. Our roboforming pods aren't picky eaters. They'll work with anything from titanium to advanced alloys. Need a hypersonic bike? Done. A titanium truck? Sure thing. Fun demonstration idea. Picture this. A glowing titanium frame shaped like a starfish mounted on the front of the VR041. Why? Because science, art, and marketing all rolled into one shiny package. Someone suggested adding neon lights to the titanium demo. I said no, but only because I didn't want to blind anyone driving behind us. Safety first, folks. Democratization of manufacturing, making big ideas accessible. Goal: get these tools into the hands of smaller players. Not just giants like SpaceX or Honda. Think local artisans designing custom parts for their dream bikes. Impact: by lowering barriers, we're unlocking creativity. Imagine a world where your neighbor builds the next great racing motorcycle in their garage. Once, a tenant asked if they could use our ModuMaaS pods to build a toaster. I said sure, as long as it races faster than my morning coffee habit. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Vision for future factories, data centers on steroids. Portal vision. Designers upload blueprints to our online portal, get AI-driven feedback, and hit submit to produce parts locally within days. No middlemen, no drama. Factory layout. Forget clunky assembly lines. Our facilities resemble data centers packed with programmable robotic systems. Modular, adaptable, and ready to retool faster than you can say hypersonic. Someone once joked that our factories look like giant robot brains. I took it as a compliment. After all, who doesn't want to be called a genius? Proximity and community stability, bringing manufacturing home. Localized production. Smaller, more adaptable factories mean we can set up shop closer to customers. Less shipping, lower costs, happier communities. Economic resilience. Remember those Midwest towns that collapsed when single industry factories went bust? With ModuMaaS, they'd stay alive, retooling for new needs like pros. A tenant once complained about having to walk 2 blocks to grab lunch. I reminded them that a walk score of 95 means they should consider themselves lucky, not lazy. Lower barriers for smaller companies. Creativity unleashed. Affordability. Setting up manufacturing no longer requires hundreds of millions of dollars. Small businesses can now compete in industries like automotive or appliances. Creativity boost. More players equals more ideas equals more personality-infused products. Say goodbye to boring bikes and hello to titanium masterpieces. Humor break. One small business owner tried to pitch a bike covered in glitter. I told them it sounded less like innovation and more like a disco ball on wheels. They laughed. Then they bought 3 units anyway. Manufacturing as art and self-expression. Conquering physics one bike at a time. Art meets engineering. Manufacturing isn't just about numbers. It's about creating something that reflects human ingenuity and identity. Each VR041 is a canvas, and every rider is an artist. Self-expression. Whether it's a titanium frame or neon paint, each customization tells a story. And let's face it, stories sell better than specs. Humor break. Someone once asked if we could engrave their life motto onto the bike. I said yes, as long as it fit in 140 characters or less. Twitter rules apply here, people. Final takeaway, lean, mean manufacturing machine. At Corindu Robotics, we believe in building machines and businesses that are as adaptable as they are efficient. From our 7,934 SF factory in Madripoor to our ModuMaaS pods, we're proving that the future of manufacturing lies in accessibility, proximity, and creativity. So buckle up, grab your helmet, and let's ride. After all, life's too short to drive boring motorcycles or run boring meetings. 4. Lamotar the Gear Whisperer, Sibidi, answers the eccentric questions from Talang Ventures. 1. If your company were a mythical creature, what would it be, and how would it conquer its enemies? Well, if Corindu Robotics were a mythical creature, we'd definitely be Mog Turkin, that half-man, half-dog thing from Spaceballs. Why? Because like Mog Turkin, we're adaptable, resourceful, and just weird enough to survive in any situation. We can sniff out problems like a dog, or maybe a schnauzer with attitude, and solve them with human ingenuity. Or should I say ingenuity? As for conquering our enemies? Oh, we wouldn't need lasers or swords. Our weapon of choice is lean manufacturing. Imagine this. We swoop into the market riding VR041 heavy armor Veritech motorcycles while shouting, "We're going to build them an offer they can't refuse." Then we hit them with unbeatable efficiency, modular flexibility, and titanium parts. So shiny, they'll think we're selling disco balls instead of motorcycles. And if all else fails, we'll pull a dark helmet move. Prepare for ludicrous speed. Except ours isn't ludicrous. It's calculated, precise, and oh so profitable. 2. Imagine we gave you $50 million today but told you that you could only spend it on things that don't scale. What wild experiment would you run first? Oh, easy. First thing I do is host the Galactic Grand Prix of Roboforming Racing, live streamed across the galaxy. Picture this, a race featuring VR041s decked out in neon lights, titanium plating, and enough horsepower to make Lone Star jealous. Contestants, CEOs, VCs, and even alien dignitaries, all driving bikes built using our ModuMaaS pods. Why does this not scale? Because let's face it, nobody wants to see Elon Musk drift around a track more than once. But here's the genius part. During the event, we'd set up pop-up factories right at the finish line. Spectators could design their own custom bike frames via our online portal, watch robo-forming robots craft them on the spot, and ride off into the sunset, all within hours. It's part demo, part circus, and 100% unforgettable. Bonus, if anyone asks why we're doing this, money is only important when you don't have any. And trust me, after this spectacle, everyone will know exactly who we are. 3. Let's say aliens land tomorrow and demand one product from humanity as tribute. Why should it be yours? And how would you convince them not to vaporize us afterward? Ah, the alien invasion scenario. A classic. If those little green men or big purple blobs showed up demanding tribute, I'd hand over the VR041 heavy armor Veritech motorcycle without hesitation. Why? Because it's fast, durable, and has enough armor to survive both interstellar travel and bad parking jobs. Plus, it looks cooler than Yogurt Schwartzring. Now, convincing them not to vaporize us? That's where charisma comes in. I'd stand there, puff out my chest like Colonel Sanders meeting Spaceball 1, and say, "Behold, the pinnacle of human engineering. This motorcycle doesn't just go fast, it adapts faster than Barf changing his fur color. And did I mention it's made of titanium? So basically, it's indestructible, unlike your last spaceship." Then, just to seal the deal, I'd toss in a free subscription to our ModuMaaS service. Who wouldn't want access to programmable robotic systems capable of building anything they desire? Even Megamaid would approve. If they still looked skeptical, I'd throw in a quote from Yogurt himself, "May the Schwartz be with you." Nothing says diplomacy like quoting a wise sage who happens to sell merch. Bonus humor. After delivering these answers, I imagine Garamedu leaning back in her chair, smirking like Dark Helmet plotting his next scheme. She'd probably say something like, "Well, Lamotar, I've heard worse pitches, but I've also seen better robots. Let's talk terms." To which I'd respond, "Terms? Sure. But first, can I interest you in a test drive? Just promise not to crash it like Lone Star did the Winnebago." Lean manufacturing mindset wrap-up. At Corindu Robotics, we take inspiration from Spaceballs, because much like saving the galaxy, running a successful business requires creativity, adaptability, and a healthy dose of humor. These questions aren't just about proving we're ready for Series A funding. They're about showing we're ready to tackle anything life throws at us, whether it's competitive markets, eccentric investors, or alien invasions. So buckle up, folks. With lean manufacturing principles guiding us and a fleet of VRO41s leading the charge, we're prepared to conquer the universe, one ludicrously efficient factory pod at a time.